everyone, and welcome to Mindful Mondays at the Dallas Meditation Center. Coming to you online each Monday at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. So glad you could join us tonight. And if you're here for the first time, welcome. If you just found us searching on YouTube, welcome to you. And if you've been here many times, welcome as well. And our practice is intentionally beginner friendly. So if you're new to it, just stick around and give it a try. We will do a short guided meditation and a reading. And then following the reading, for those of you who would like to, you can join us over on Zoom for a discussion and some face-to-face time. And I will post the link to the Zoom meeting in a bit in the chat window. And speaking of the chat window, it would be great if you could check in if you're here and say hello. And it's nice to know that there's someone on the other side of this camera. And I'll read those check-ins here in a bit. And you might say where you're checking in from, or maybe a word of something you're grateful for, or something like that. So, but let's begin with 3 sounds of the bell. Just allowing our breath to slow and quiet the body, quiet the mind, just a little. We'll follow that with our opening affirmation. May we and all beings be happy and free. May we and all beings transform our suffering. May we and all beings rejoice in all joys. May we and all beings be at peace, awakening to the truth of who we are. Amitabha, infinite light, infinite love, infinite life. So I'm going to put the link to the Zoom meeting. We won't be going there for a while, but I'll put it in the chat window right now so that you'll have it, so I don't forget that they have it. So if you'll notice it's there in the chat window, and the link is there, and some people have trouble going to the link. And so I put the meeting ID as well, and you can use that to connect to the link this morning. So anyway, hello Sarah, and hello Bobby, and hello Quan and Nike. Good to see you here. And, I'm guessing some of our other regulars may be here or will be here to join us soon. But hope you've had a wonderful day. Our guided meditation, and it will be slightly guided, some silence. But I welcome you right now just to sit back and turn the ringer off on your phone. Just allowing yourself to be here, be present in this moment. Practicing patience. Listening to 3 sounds of the bell. I come back to my true self, here in the present moment. Just sitting and being. The eyes can be closed or maybe open in an unfocused gaze, perhaps directed at the floor in front of you, or maybe something stationary in the room. Letting the shoulders just hang down, the arms loose. If you're sitting, maybe the arms are down and the hands are on the lap or on the knees or clasped in front of you. Perhaps if you're lying down, maybe the hands are on the floor or on the sofa or cushion. No need to be anywhere except right here and right now. Just being present with each breath. sending our weight down into the floor while feeling a lightness come over the top of the body. Breathing in that lightness, that freedom. Breathing in, I am aware I am breathing in. Breathing out, I am aware I am breathing out. Noticing where at in the body that you feel the breath as you breathe in and breathing out. Maybe you feel it at the nose or the mouth. Maybe you feel it in your throat. Perhaps in your chest. Being aware of where that point is for you, where you feel the breath. Maybe those multiple points. Allowing that to be a point of mindfulness. A place to return to when the mind has wandered. When the thoughts get ahead of where we are. Wherever that is that you feel your breath. It can also become a point of mindfulness or focus in your everyday life. A reminder to be present right where you are. A reminder to pause and think before reacting to someone's words. Into mindfulness. To remember to breathe. To remember to trust. Noticing each breath. Feeling that breath. Noticing. Aware. Breathing in. Calm. focus into our abdomen, noticing maybe the belly rise and fall with each breath. Gratitude to the body, gratitude to our breath, aware of the abdomen, each breath. Having patience with our wandering, just treating it kindly, inviting it to focus on our abdomen, each breath. Allowing the abdomen and the lower back to just rest. Just moving gently with each breath. If you notice any discomfort, just be with it, recognize it. Sending your loving kindness. Breathing in the calm. Breathing out. Gently moving our focus down to our pelvis, and our hips, and our thighs. We're sitting, that might be where we feel our weight. Just allowing us to be solid, solid like a mountain, steady. Grateful for the support of others. Feeling grounded. Not feeling grounded, just having patience. No need to hurry or rush or be somewhere that you're not. Just acknowledge. our focus down to our knees, the shins, the heels of the feet and the toes. Any moving parts here, any joints, ligaments. Allowing all this mechanism to just rest. Allowing it to just be. Working to support our weight as we walk and round and step. Also to serve as a shock absorber to the body. If there's any discomfort or tightness, just be with that. No need to judge right now. Just patient. Open the door for a rest. Open the door for breathe. Breathing in patience. Breathing out quiet. Patience. Quiet. In and breathing out. Now moving our focus above the abdomen. Bringing your attention to the chest and the lungs and the shoulders. Sometimes we carry a lot of tightness in this area. Carry a lot of burdens and stress here. Perhaps you can set those burdens and stress aside. Perhaps not so easy. Just be aware of any stress or any tightness you have here in the chest, the abdomen, and the lungs. Open the door to rest and relaxation. Open the door to letting go. Letting go of the feeling of burden or stress. Right. praising them for what they are. Acknowledging your emotions to them, your reactions. Being patient with ourselves. Breathing in, feeling the chest, the lungs, and the shoulders. Breathing breathing out quiet, patience, quiet. And move up to the neck and the throat, the face, the skull, the ears, the nose, the mouth. All of this above the shoulders. Our speech, our smell, our sight, our hearing, all of it. Our processing. Just letting this rest. Gratitude for everything that is. For our sight, our taste, speech, smell, our hearing. Gratitude to that racing monkey mind. It's always looking out for us. And it always plays jokes on us too. Just have patience with that racing mind. Just come back to your breath. Perhaps bringing our attention to wherever that was before that we noticed our breath. Breathing in peace. Breathing out gratitude. Peace, gratitude. Patience, quiet. Calm and freedom. And taking the next 30 seconds to a minute, just enjoying the quiet, enjoying the breath, enjoying not needing to be anywhere except here. listening to sounds of the bell. My body is still. My mind is open. Gently open the eyes. Moving the shoulders, perhaps moving the neck and the head. Stretch the arms and the legs. Just being comfortable, being present. You could stretch if you want. Just staying in this mindful state, having patience with the body. Still feeling at ease and at rest. So thank you all for sitting through meditation with me. Sometimes I talk about when leading meditation for me, sometimes there's that need to do, that busyness that doesn't quite let me get all the way into the zone, just watching the time or guiding. When we first came online to do these practices through YouTube 4 months ago, or however long it was ago in March, it was really difficult for me to settle in. But the past few weeks, I'm leading on Zoom, it's been, I've been able to get into that zone, really rested and not needing to be or to do, even though I'm leading. And I think some of that comfort comes from community, knowing that there are others here, knowing that I have the support of others, even though we aren't in the room together. I feel that presence, and I think that really helps me settle in. So thank you. I hope that you get that as well. So I see that a few other people have joined us. I see Karina here, and I see. Okay, and so, well, hopefully you heard I read Alex's comment, but hello, Karina and Jim and Alex. Hopefully you heard some of the guided meditation, and sometimes it's the other microphone that's picking me up, so I don't know which one it is tonight. So we'll see. Oh, and Nico's here. Hello, Nico. Good to see you back. So tonight I'm going to read something from Pema Chodron. And let me pull this up. It's going to be on my computer. Oh, I just lost my chat window there. Okay. So I hope I'll see it later. Okay, so this reading from Pema Chodron, I'm going to take excerpts from it. It's a fairly long article from The Lion's Roar, but I'm just going to read pieces of it. So the title of the article is "The Answer to Anger and Aggression is Patience." And what I took out of it, and it comes later, is patience and honesty. Our teachings tell us that patience is the antidote to anger and aggression. When we feel aggression in all its many forms, resentment, bitterness, being very critical, complaining, and so forth, we can apply the different practices we've been given and all the good advice we've heard and given to other people. But those often don't seem to help us. That's why the teaching about patience caught my interest a few years ago, because it's so hard to know what to do when one feels anger and aggression. I thought, if patience is the antidote to aggression, maybe I'll just try that. In the process, I learned a lot about what patience is and what it isn't. And I would like to share with you what I've learned to encourage you to find out for yourself how patience works with aggression. To begin with, I learned about patience and the cessation of suffering. It said that patience is a way to de-escalate aggression. I'm thinking here of aggression as synonymous with pain. When feeling aggressive, and in some sense this would apply to any strong feeling, there's an enormous quality that pulls us in the direction of wanting to get some resolution. It hurts so much to feel the aggression that we want it to be resolved. What do we usually do? We do exactly what is going to escalate the aggression and the suffering. We strike out or we hit back. Something hurts our feelings, and initially there is some softness there. If you're fast, you can catch it. But usually you don't even realize it's there, and you don't realize that there is any softness at all. You find yourself in the middle of a hot, noisy, pulsating, wanting to just get even with someone state of mind. It has a very hard quality to it. With your words or your actions, in order to escape the pain of aggression, you create more aggression and pain. At this point, patience means getting smart. You stop and you wait. You also have to shut up, because if you say anything, it's going to come out aggressive, even if you say, I love you. That's what it's like with aggression. You can't speak, because everyone will feel the vibe. No matter what is coming out of your mouth, it's like you're sitting on top of a keg of dynamite and it's vibrating. Patience has a lot to do with getting smart at that point and just waiting, not speaking or doing anything. On the other hand, it also means being completely and totally honest with yourself about the fact that you're furious. You're not suppressing anything. Patience has nothing to do with suppression. In fact, it has everything to do with a gentle, honest relationship with yourself. If you wait and don't feed your discursive thought, you can be honest about the fact that you're angry. But at the same time, you can continue to let go of the internal dialogue. In that dialogue, you are blaming and criticizing, and then probably feeling guilty and beating yourself up for doing that. It's torturous because you feel bad about being so angry, and at the same time, you are really that you are extremely angry and you can't drop it. It's painful to experience an awful confusion, since still you just wait and remain patient with your confusion and pain that comes with it. Patience has a quality of enormous honesty in it, but it also has a quality of not escalating things, allowing a lot of space for the other person to speak, for the other person to express themselves while you don't react, even though inside you are reacting. You let the words go and just be there. That suggests that there is fearlessness that goes with patience. I'm going to skip a little bit down here. Developing patience and fearlessness means learning to sit still with the edginess of energy. It's like sitting on a wild horse or a wild tiger that could eat you up. Sitting with your discomfort feels like riding the wild horse or that tiger because it's so frightening. When we examine this process, we learn something very interesting. There is no resolution. The resolution that human beings seek comes from a tremendous misunderstanding. We think we can resolve everything. When we human beings feel powerful energy, we tend to be extremely uncomfortable until things are resolved in some sort of secure and comforting way, either on the side of yes or the side of no, or the side of right or the side of wrong, or the side of anything at all that we can hold on to. But the practice we're doing gives us nothing to hold on to. Actually, the teachings themselves give nothing to hold on to. In working with patience and fearlessness, we learn to be patient with the fact that we are human. that everyone who is born and dies from the beginning of time until the end of time is naturally going to want some kind of resolution to this energy. And there isn't any. The only resolution is temporary and causes more suffering. So, all the while, stay in your energy. The path of touching on it, on the inherent softness of the genuine heart, is to sit still and be patient with energy inside us. We don't have to criticize ourselves when we fail, even for a moment, because we're just being human. The only thing that's unique about us is that we're brave enough to go into these things more deeply and to explore beneath our surface reaction of trying to get solid ground under our feet. And I think I'll let it there. This goes on for quite a while. There's, one of the first sentences below is patience is not ignoring. And we talk about that often. We aren't here trying to push our feelings away. We're learning to, some skill around reacting to these things that make us human. And I'm just skimming to see if there's anything else that I want to mention here. I'll just read the last paragraph to kind of wrap us up. The path of developing loving kindness and compassion is to be patient with the fact that you're human and that you make these mistakes. That's more important than getting it right. It seems to work only if you're aspiring to give yourself a break, to lighten up as you practice developing patience and other qualities, such as generosity, discipline, and insight. As with the rest of the teachings, you can't win and you can't lose. You don't get to just say, well, since I am never able to do it, I'm not going to try. You are never able to do it, and you still try. And interestingly enough, that adds up to something. It adds up to loving kindness for yourself and for others, to recognize that humanity in yourself and others. You look out your eyes and you see yourself wherever you go. You see all these people who are losing it just like you do. Then you see all these people who catch themselves and give you the gift of fearlessness. You say, oh, wow, what a brave one. He or she caught themselves. You begin to appreciate even the slightest gesture of bravery on the part of others because you know that it's not easy. And that inspires you tremendously. That's how we can really help each other. So this was kind of a long reading tonight. It was even longer if I'd have read everything. But this thought of patience and, what I do when I am not patient has really been showing in a few things over the last week or so for me. It's there's a bit of wanting to protect myself from the things around me, to not engage and to pull back. And I've been noticing that, and I've got so many things that I'm wanting to get done for an upcoming workshop that I'm putting on, and it's like there are a lot of loose ends, and I just start getting very possessive of my time, and I get impatient. And so, anyway, just something to think about. And I'm going to go back to the window here, and like I said, I lost my chat window a bit ago, so I'm guessing that you're still here. And you should be able to find the Zoom link in there. You might need to go up a few comments from what I noticed when I could still see the chat. And in a moment, we'll go over to Zoom. And I hope you'll join me. And remember that for some people, the link doesn't always work. And so the meeting ID is there as well. So you can use that. So why don't we close for now? And then we'll pick up again in a minute or so over in Zoom. But let's close by saying together the 4 vows of awakening beings. Countless beings we vow to free, ceaseless afflictions we vow to end, limitless truth doors we vow to open, the deepest paths of awakening we vow to realize. Thank you, everyone, and so happy to see you tonight. Please do come back for our many other offerings. Please help support this practice and this organization by donating. The donation links are in the in the description. And I'll see you in a moment over in Zoom. Thank you, everyone.